Hey, I'm Alex Jerome, and today we're going to learn how to make a wobble, a future bass wobble that is, with Alchemy. That wobble alone sounds like this, and in a big sequence sounds like this. Keep in mind it comes in right in this area. So it's a cool little wobble, and something I didn't know that I could actually make with Alchemy. It's really cool, and it works, like you can like put it in play. You can use it as the main lead too. Okay, so let's learn how to make that. How do we do that with Alchemy? Well, the bad news is lately Alchemy's been really hard for me to figure out. If you know my channel, you know I'm a big Sylenth and Serum user. But I do want to start learning Alchemy so I can start being the one to teach Alchemy, because I don't find any users on YouTube, Logic Pro X users, using Alchemy. And it's really hard to learn how to use. It's like not as straightforward as other synths, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. So first thing I'm going to do is click on Advanced File and then Clear. Gives you a default screen. And then we need to go ahead and lower the volume of our saw here. I'm so sorry, headphone users. I'm just going to lower this volume real quick. It's still loud. There we go. Holy shit. I must have my master cranked. Okay, well, yeah. I guess I'm going to have to suffer through it then, because this is really loud on my end. I won't make it that loud for you guys. Oh, yeah. So, what I did is I clicked on this A tab here, and then I went all the way over to Oscillator, and we're just going to boost this one up to 16, and then pull this down to, like, I guess 16% would be a nice percentage. And then we're going to come into the AHDSR number 1, and I'm going to pull down this release just so we don't have a lot of release noise. So now what we need to do is come down to, if you have your buses on over here, just turn them off. By default, mine are on, but yours may not be on. Okay, so now we have to make a nice little wobble, and we have to do some pitch modulation. Pitch modulation is not needed on this, so I'll do that last, because I found out the pitch modulation sounded better with a different LFO rate, but that's irrelevant right now. So what we need to do is come up to global here. So this is where it gets confusing, because you can't see all this stuff at once as you could with other synthesizers. So we need to click on Go Global, and then we need to work with this guy here. Right click this knob, the cutoff knob, add LFO 1. We can use LFO 1. You might get a line there, you might not get a line there, but either way, we need to turn it so the orange completely wraps around that cutoff thing. So then we'll get that. So in my song I had this, and mine was actually tuned down to like this, because I didn't want that much high end. And then what I did is I came into here and low cut it, because I noticed it sounded better without any mid lows. So now we're gonna do a little bit of pitch modulation, which isn't that hard, but it's really annoying to do. So let's go to Tune, Add Modulation, New AHDSR, and then we see we have a line here, but we need to make that line not that big. So we're going to come down to here. This is kind of like a macro, and it's kind of like a strength weakness knob at the same time. So I'm going to turn the strength knob down to -6, because I don't need that much pitch modulation. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that down, turn my release all the way down, and then I'm going to work my decay until I like it. Something like that. So you kind of want it to pitch up. I'll delete this so we can listen to what it sounds like without that. So it's pretty much doing that. So then we could go ahead and add our LFO back on and do that. And that's how I made that sound. Other cool things you could do with this sound is add some reverb, of course. Let's add a little bit of 1.5 second. Let's put this. Come on. There we go. I found that I like the 12 decibel thing a little better, the 12 decibel filter. So now that I have that, and other cool things you could do with this is you can modulate the rate, so you can actually turn off sync and then start it really high. Whoops, let's do it like this. You can do something like that, pretty much modulate it to go like that, and that'll sound really cool. Let's turn sync back on and go back to 8, and of course you can quicken it up like this if you want to go to the 1/16th. And I think that is all I have to say about that. One last thing though, you could always add some chorus to make it sound really cool. Really cool stuff. Bang and bang. And then it just flutters in your ears. Sounds really awesome. Throw it in your mix. Oh, you know what's different about this? So what I didn't do is this one's kind of missing an octave. So my last one that I showed you actually has a second oscillator on, and then we go up 12 semitones, but we do the same exact thing with our ADSR 2 envelope. We add it on to here. Let's make this strength of 6. So if you like push this up, you can automatically hear the difference in the 2 octaves. Sounds like that. So it's a pretty cool, pretty fun thing to make, pretty fun thing to mess around with. But there you go, guys. That is how to make a cool wobble with Alchemy. I hope you learned something. My name's Alex Rome from AlexRomeSound.com. I will talk to you soon.